Hey folks, see Rachana Ranade here, and I welcome you all to a very interesting video. We are going to talk about an area which we have actually not discussed a lot till date. I barely remember talking about aluminium. See, whenever we have talked about something different from stocks or something different from the index, Nifty, we have talked about maybe gold, we might have talked about silver, we have talked about crude, we have talked about, I think, even copper once or twice. But we haven't talked about aluminium. And recently, if you're checking the news, you might have come across a lot of news articles which specifically mention about the fact that aluminium stocks are correcting. Now, when even I read it for the first time, I said, first, let me check how much is aluminium going down, and then I can check whether the aluminium stocks are going down in a similar fashion or not. By the way, you might be aware about this two aluminium related stocks, very well known stocks. One is HINDALCO, the other one is NALCO, right? So let's quickly understand as to how much has been the fall for aluminium and how exactly does it look like. For that, I'm sharing my screen, and here you will be able to see that starting 3rd of June till today's close, aluminium prices have gone down by more than 10%, more than 10.5%. Okay. Now, when I looked at this, it's like, okay, aluminium is down. What about aluminium stocks? Now, to have an understanding of how much aluminium stocks have corrected, I would have looked at, because this is an overall point. I don't want to look at one aluminium stock, right? I would have definitely checked NSE metals index, but unfortunately, NSE metal index will have so many more pointers and it may not be able to give me the correct thought process, because here I want to focus more on aluminium. Now, there is no nifty aluminium metal related stocks, unfortunately, no. And that is the reason why I thought that let me create an index which will talk about this entire description. So I have created this index which is primarily of two stocks, Hindalco and NALCO. So if you are talking about 1618, is this the price of Hindalco? No. Is this the price of NALCO? This is the price of index which is tracking aluminium stocks. Okay. Now, if you check same just 1 or 2 days earlier, from that till today, this aluminium stocks tracking index is down by 15%, 15%. Now, you might be wondering that, okay, aluminium is down by around 10.5%. This index, which is tracking aluminium stocks, this is down by almost 15%. Why is that so? Now, you might be like, but Nifty is rallying over the last few days. Why is aluminium falling? Why are aluminium stocks falling? For that, you need to know some very important stat. Okay. And when I read about it, even I was massively surprised, because I knew for a fact that India is among the top 2-3 producers of aluminium. But when I found this detail, I was really surprised. I'm sure you might guess it without even a second thought, that who might be the leader in aluminium. Of course, it is going to be China, right? So if you have a look at this, I'm again going to share my screen. Okay, here you go. Now, if you have a look at this, right, you will see that China is the leader when it comes to manufacturing of production of aluminium. Okay. How much is it producing? If you can see a list of countries by primary aluminium production in thousands of tons. China, 43,000 tons. India, second position, 4,200 tons. We are less than 10% of what they are producing. Such a huge gap. Okay. And that is the reason why, in spite of we being number 2 in aluminium production, the problem is that we still are heavily reliant on importing aluminium. And how much? We import 55 to 60% of our total demand. So if I say 60% is being imported, even if I say this entire thing is, consumed within India, it's almost 6,000 tons ke aspas, somewhere around that. We are importing, and imports are primarily sourced from whom? USA, Saudi, UAE, Malaysia, and Qatar. Now, if I'm talking about these countries which are in the Middle East, and of course they will get impacted because of the war. Logically, when the war broke out, what happened was the demand for aluminum is going to remain more or less similar, but because of the supply chain disruptions, the supply was going to drop. Now, this is basic economics. Demand is more or less similar. Supply drops. What will happen? Quickly, I want an answer on what will happen to aluminum prices. Will they go up or will they come down? Quick answer. Because of the war, overall supply chains got disrupted, because of which supply for aluminum dropped down. Demand is more or less similar. What will happen to aluminum prices? Will the aluminum prices go up or will the aluminum prices come down? I'm getting mixed answers. Absolute mixed answers. This is basic economics. Okay, let's understand. See, demand is more or less similar. So let us say 100 people are demanding. Earlier 100 were there to supply. Now there are only 40 who are going to supply. Or instead of people, I'll say 100 was the requirement and 100 was the supply. Fantastic. Everyone, you confused us, ma'am. Nahi re baba. Chalo, one more time. 100 was the demand and 100 was the supply. Simple. Now what happens? If the supply goes down, okay, supply has reduced from 100 to, let us say, 60 because of war. What will happen to aluminum prices? Will aluminum prices go up or will aluminum prices come down? There is no confusion now. Supply of aluminum has gone down. Demand is more or less similar. What will happen to aluminum prices? Up. Now I'm getting correct answers. Okay, fantastic. Now let us check what happened. And for that, again, I'm going to share my screen. Let us check aluminum now. Okay. Aluminium. Okay. Everyone remembers the date very well, 27th of February, correct? 27th February. From 27th February closing to this day, almost 12.5% rally, one-sided rally in a matter of 2 weeks roughly, correct? Then it started to feel as if, okay, the war might be short-lived, it will not be a long-term repercussion. And that is the reason why, after rumors or after hopes, I can say, that the war will ease out immediately, Iran will surrender, this, that, aluminum prices started coming down again. Almost 7.5% aluminum prices came down. But then Iran started showing its power. For the first time, I got to know about their dancing missile. For the first time, I came to know about their Shahid drones and the way they have even thought about this, of manufacturing these drones at bulk, even though the quality is not that great. It's about building those drones at extremely low cost so that they play the volume game. I think I've talked about these Shahid drones in one of my previous live streams, but no one had thought that Iran would be able to sustain this war for such a long time, and that they would also in turn create pressure on America. They did, and that is the reason why, again, people started feeling that this war will go on longer, and that is the reason why aluminum started to go up again. And how? And this time it went up by almost 21%. In how many months? In barely 3 months, from March to June. Okay, then okay, aluminum prices went up, so obviously the aluminum related stocks could have also gone up. But starting June, people started getting a feeling that maybe there is a chance that the war may cool off a little bit. Okay, the war, there is a chance that maybe these countries could come to something like a ceasefire. Okay, and I'm sure everyone has seen this image, Pezeshkian Trump image, the leader of Iran, Pezeshkian, and the leader of USA, Mr. Trump. Both signed, by Trump signed this during the G7 summit. He signed for a 60 days halting of war. He didn't say that we're going to stop this forever, but this is nowhere close to a permanent closure to a war. This is like a temporary agreement between USA and Iran that, okay, for the next 60 days we won't do any kind of firing. This was even agreed by Iran, and you can see Iranian leader also signing off, Mr. Pezeshkian signing off. What will happen is, immediately now the Strait of Hormuz will open, correct? With this, will the supply increase, be it supply of crude, be it supply of gas, be it supply of something like metals? All these supply will increase, and because of this, ideally aluminum prices should come down. Did they come down? Yes, and that's what I showed you, right? Starting 3rd of June, aluminum prices did come down. Now the question is that with aluminum prices coming down, ideally the aluminum tracking index that we prepared, that should also come down, and that did, and that is the reason why you can see that uh, you can see this in the news, overall in the news, that be it something like a NALCO, be it something like HINDALCO. In fact, even if you look at the news, Vedanta Aluminium, which got recently listed and which is said to be pretty good. I'll be honest, I've not studied into absolute detail. I am studying that. In fact, I'm planning to release a video within a week on Vedanta demerger as well. And just started studying all these demerger related things, which 3-4 companies have demerged from this. Out of that, one is Vedanta Aluminium, and overall, when I looked at the financials, they were pretty interesting, right? But if you look at the stock price for the past 2-3 days, like NALCO, like HINDALCO, aluminum prices falling, these stocks related to aluminum are also falling. Now when I tried to and they are falling more as compared to aluminum prices. So for example, if aluminum prices are falling by 10%, these stocks are reacting more. Now when I tried to understand what could be the reason for that, typically what I understood is that these companies have a higher operating leverage. Now understand this, okay? What do we mean by a higher operating leverage? Means a lot of their costs will be fixed. When you have a lot of fixed costs, what happens is that if your revenue goes up by, let us say, 10%, if your revenue goes up by 10%, because of the fixed costs, your profit go up higher than 10%. Okay, when I show you the numerical, you will be able to visualize. And because of that same operating leverage, where the operating costs are pretty much on a higher side, because what I read, for aluminium related companies, one of their major costs, which is largely fixed per ton, is the power cost, which is around 30 to 40% is what I read. That is pretty much fixed in nature, even be it the bauxite cost or be it the alumina cost, they are pretty much fixed slash semi-fixed. So what happens is that when the revenue goes down, or when the sales number goes down, profits don't go down by the same percentage, they go lower than that. So just so that you can understand what I'm saying, let me give this example to you. Here I've kept 100% fixed cost. Okay, it will not be exactly same, it will be a little bit more, but just so that you understand this easily, I've kept it like 100% fixed cost. Okay, see, aluminium selling price was 300. Everyone pay attention, then only you will understand. Aluminium selling price was 300. Okay, cost is, let's say, 180 to make that aluminium. Profit is how much? 300 minus 180, which is 120. Simple till here. Yes. Now what I'm saying, because the war will ease out ideally for the next 60 days, the Strait of Hormuz will open, the naval blockade is going to be removed. So ideally, the supply of aluminium will increase. If supply of aluminium increases, the price is going to decrease. The selling price will decrease. So let's say aluminium price falls by 10%, hypothetically. This entire example is hypothetical, okay? Just for you to understand. So let's say aluminium falls by 10%. So from 300 rupees, it will fall by 10%. So it will fall from 300 to 270, okay? Just so that you understand the impact of operating leverage, I'm keeping the cost as exactly the same. Should I be keeping a little bit more? Ideally, yes, because some part will be variable. But just so that you understand, I've kept the cost as same, 180, 180. Now what has happened? Understand. What happened? Sales went down from 300 to 270, means that's a drop of 10%. Okay. But profit came down from 120 to 90, and that's a drop of 25%. And this is what I was talking about, leverage, operating leverage, producing. So when it goes the opposite way, of course, if sales increase by 10%, your profit will increase by 25%, around that. But when it decreases, ultimately it will hurt these aluminium manufacturers. I hope you have understood this connection also. Again, something new to learn if you were not familiar with the concept of operating leverage. Now comes a very, very important point, extremely important point, that how we should analyze all these news. See, now I want quick answers. Huh? if aluminum price is coming down, ideally, those sectors where aluminum is used as a raw material, should they benefit or should they not benefit? One more time. One more time. If aluminum prices reduce, okay, if aluminum prices reduce, any company which is using aluminum as a raw material, will these companies get benefited or not benefited? Abhinav has given the answer right away, and Abhinav says benefited. Absolutely. Let's not wait for more answers. I am getting answers. Shriram is also saying benefited. Meenakshi is saying benefited. Absolutely. Yes, yes, of course. Praveen is saying benefited. Rajendra is saying benefited. Fantastic. So ideally, aluminum companies will also get benefited. Very good. Oh, sorry. Ideally, for those companies for whom aluminum is a raw material input, these companies will get benefited. Agreed. Now we have to understand which are the sectors and which are the companies which are using aluminum as a raw material. Are these advices buy, sell, hold? Here we are trying to understand what is the correlation between metal prices or metals being used as a raw material, and to what extent can it get impacted. Okay, so we are going to understand about 4 sectors. All these are your examples. I'm going to paste it in the chat box as a homework. See, if I'm talking about cables and conductors, is aluminum used in making cables? Absolutely yes. So it could be something like a polycab or KEI that you can track. How much aluminum is used? How much is that as an overall expense item? You can also check that from 3rd June to today, aluminum has fallen. Now, if aluminum is really important in these stocks as a raw material, are these stocks showing some positive move or not? That is what you have to check. Correct? So take this as a homework. Study if aluminum prices are dropping, are these stocks showing a positive up move or not? Okay, is there an inverse correlation or not? You have to check that. Correct? One from cables conductors, you can check for polycab, you can check for KEI industries. Now logical, one more. Power transmission also uses aluminum. If power transmission is using aluminum, study what is the stock price impact on KEC International. Study what is the stock price impact on Kalpataru Projects International. Okay, see what happens is that I've seen so many people who will just randomly check the newspaper, read the stock names, trade. Some people who will see the television, get the names from some speakers over the television, trade. Use social media, look out for certain stock names, trade. Instead of that, understand themes, read the newspaper, understand the theme, watch the television, understand the theme, do watch good social media content, understand the theme, and then do your study. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Correct? So power transmission uses aluminum. To what extent? That's what you have to study, and that's what you have to study, whether the stock price impact can be seen as a correlation or not. So for power transmission, KC and Kalpataru. For cables conductors, check polycab, and one more stock that I told you was polycab, one was KEI Industries. Third, check railway. Now Titagar wagon, earlier Titagar wagon, now Titagar rail systems. They make wagons, right? And aluminum is again used in that. So check what is the connection. Correct? Is it getting positively impacted or not? You can also check some automobile and EV related stocks, something like it could be Tata Motors, it could be Mahindra and Mahindra. Correct? So you can check all these stocks. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to give you a homework. Okay, homework, and I'm going to paste this. Okay. Now what you have to do is, after you do your homework, give me your answers in the comments. I'm going to read your comments and let me see who is giving good answers, who is not. Acha, maybe it got split. Titagarh Ray L Systems is in the next one. No worries. But that's the list of stocks and sectors that you have to study. You have to understand the correlation and how is it getting impacted. Okay. How many of you found today's live stream something different? New perspective on aluminum? Yes. How many of you got to know about aluminum and aluminum related stocks and the movement and how war impacts this metal? If you did learn something new, you know what is to be done, right? You have to pause, you have to smash the like button. You have to also share this with your friends, right? Chandrasekhar is saying, yes, learn something new. Very nice. Okay. So that is the whole purpose, that is the whole intent of our Thursday live streams, that whatever is in the news, we have to understand the news, we have to understand the impact. In fact, I'm also teaching some basic things of stock market to my son. I'm really proud of him. In his summer vacation, he did complete basics of stock market. He did complete fundamental analysis. He did complete magic of mutual funds. 3 courses. He's in grade 8 right now. And I told him that I'm not going to be there with you when you are learning. No special tuition for you. Whatever I give as courses to everyone, you have to learn from that only. If you have any doubt, for others, there is a WhatsApp number. I said, it's not necessary that you send a WhatsApp to me. You can ask me directly, right? So that is the only time when he asked me a few questions, I answered to him. But yesterday, and I make it a point that he also reads the newspaper. He watches 1 or 2 videos at least in a week. And yesterday I was telling him about the Dixon and the Dixon JV. You might have read about that. Today I've also posted a reel on that on Instagram, and I asked him that because of this JV, if this properly goes through, how will it impact Dixon? Will the price react positively or negatively? And he gave me the correct answer. So I think it's all about understanding the news. It's about understanding how the news impacts the stocks, and it's so good to see that even teenagers can understand all these news. So for grown-ups, of course, it's just about taking that small extra effort, right? Abhinav says, video on data center stocks badly needed, ma'am. I think I've done a video where I've explained about data centers, AI as a theme, but yes, of course, I can take that as one more recommendation for making a video. A company like maybe Anantraj, I think Anantraj is the one, right, who's into data centers. Let me just quickly check. That's the name that came to my mind first, but let me cross check once again. Anantraj Limited. Primarily works. No. Why do I remember this as data center? I'm also learning. I'm also reading a lot about REITs, in which maybe I'm getting correct, na? Anantraj. Okay, maybe. Let me check. All right. Okay. Abhinav says, wow, financial literacy to kids most important. Like, ask him to use coupon codes. CRRYT. Good. Okay. Yes, Abhinav says yes for Anantraj. Okay. Excellent perspective on given by you in this live stream regarding Aluminium. Thank you so much. And yes, all right. Can aluminium and other elements prices jump suddenly like silver if high energy costs or war close down the factories? If war closes down the factories, of course, yes. If the war unfortunately restarts, then of course now you know the connection between war and aluminium, right? So you can definitely understand. LT didn't react positively to US Iran deal. I know that will take time because it's still just a halt. It's not about movement of a product, na? It's not about movement of anything. It's more about the whole thing which is being set up in Iran, near those areas, near the Middle East. L&T is actually doing a lot of projects in the Middle East. So for them, it's still going to be a little bit time-taking process mostly. Megharaj is asking, what are your sources for REITs and InvITs? I'm downloading the key documents from their investor presentations and I'm going through them one by one. Planning to do a webinar on REITs and InvITs. There are even I'll be honest, I'm digging down so much. Me and my team members, we are digging down so much into REITs and InvITs, and so many learnings for us as well. How to analyze them, what are the different factors that impact REITs and InvITs. We are also trying to develop an AI prompt through which if I put the AI prompt, if I put the document, it should be able to fetch me 14-15 key parameters based on which I should actually try and understand a REIT or InvIT. Of course, everyone understands that past returns are no guarantee of future returns, but I'm not sure how many of you know this, but average returns, these are just rough returns, okay? Uh, by REITs is around 11%, and by InvITs is a shade more than that. So even when I read that and when I started learning more and more, I was like, my God, this is something very interesting, and we should dig down more. We are doing so much more study. It's been more than 3-4 weeks almost that we are digging down deep for a 2 hours webinar. But it's fun because the whole process starts with, should we do a webinar on this? What all things should we cover? Is there so much material? Do you really feel that this can be communicated in a very efficient way? What could be the top parameters that I should look into? Um, all these things, plus can AI be bundled up in this? So many points that can be checked. So yes, definitely you can expect me announcing a webinar on REITs and InvITs. How many of you would be interested if we take a final decision on taking a webinar on REITs and InvITs? If you can just give me a quick yes no in the comments, will help me as well. Webinar may see, if I announce that, of course webinar will be conducted in the next month itself, mostly in July, right? BS Mandari is asking, ma'am, coupon code for taking membership, please. Oh, you can use the same coupon code, CARRYT, but it's for my website. It's not for YouTube, the monthly membership, because that's done by YouTube. The pricing is done by YouTube. I don't control that. I can control my prices on my website, right? So yes, for any course or any membership, you can surely use the coupon code CRRYT. Abhinay is saying yes, REITs are great. Meenakshi is saying yes. What are REITs? REITs nahi, REITs, REITs, and InvITs also. Megha says yes. Vishwanath says yes. Okay, kya baat hai? Many people. Can you open brokerage? I'm a teacher, only teaching. I mean, I know for a fact that if I start doing advisory, if I start doing investment analysis, I'm sure there will be so many people. I keep on getting at least 3-4 messages every day that, can you please handle our portfolio? Can you please do investment advisory? I see. I know that can bring in more and more revenue for me without any doubt. But I don't. I really don't want to do that for a simple reason that I'm not aware of how many core pure educators are there in our country, who are not doing anything about advisory, who are not selling any finance product per se. Uh, and the role of an advisor and the role of an educator is exactly opposite. And an advisor will always ensure that some knowledge is kept to themselves so that the clients come to them. Not a problem, it's their business. So that some clients come to them and they can give them advisory. But for an educator, it's all about giving 100% knowledge, empowering the learner so that the learner gets equipped and takes all the decisions, right? So I think this will dilute the whole thought process why I even started the channel. And that is the only reason why I don't want to get into investment advisory or any sort of similar role, right? I just want to be an educator first. So yes, BS Bhandari ji says CRR 20%. काय बरे आहे ना तब्येत 20% आहे. But okay, I am not supposed to share this right now. But anyways, if you're waiting, then you may consider waiting till the next Thursday live stream. Okay. Why, you will get to know. Don't forget to watch next Thursday live stream. Do you know what is there next week? What is going to be so special in the next week? Why am I even giving that smile for 20%? CRRYT is 5% coupon code. बर्थडेच आहे ना आता. नवऱ्याने उत्तर फोडायला लावलं मला. Pushkar knows it. Pushkar says it's your birthday. Yes, it's my birthday, and you may get 20% discount. You may get. It's my 40th birthday. I don't know. I should be smiling. I should feel bad. I should feel good. Oh, so many people know it's my birthday. Oh, Pushkar, Vishwanath, Abhinav, Meenakshi, Megharaj. Oh, kya baat hai. Megha Rajpal, sorry. Yes, it's my birthday next week on the 26th. So we all will be celebrating on the 25th itself through more and more knowledge. And only once in the whole year I announce maximum discounts on my courses or memberships, everything. And so you may consider waiting for one more week for some extra discount, maybe. Yes. Chandrasekhar says happy birthday in advance, man. Thank you so much. But it's too much in advance, man. It's like 1 week and 1 day. पुष्कर म्हणतात 40% डिस्काउंट द्या ना. पुष्कर अजून नाही का होय, फारच झालं की नाही. मग त्या कोर्सची तेवढी किंमत होती का नाही असं पण एखाद्याला वाटेल. But yes, it will be higher discounts for sure because it's a 40th birthday. Till date, I have given on my birthday, I've given maximum 15% discount if I'm not mistaken. So you may expect higher than that for sure. Okay, yes. Anyways, I hope you found a lot of value in today's live stream as well. If you did, please don't forget to smash the like button. Don't forget to share the stream with your friends. And I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye-bye.